All right, we'll get started. We'd like to welcome Ludvig Aberg into the interview room at the RBC Canadian Open. Ludvig recently finished number one in the PGA Tour University class of 2023 and is making his first start as a PGA Tour member here at the Canadian Open. So Ludvig, you've played in a few PGA Tour events to this point, but you're teeing it up for the first time as a member of the tour. How does that feel for you making your debut here as a member?
It's fun. It's a lot of fun. It's a little bit different from a college event, but there's a lot more going on behind the scenes, and obviously there's a lot of good players here. But I'm really looking forward to it, and hopefully I'll be able to play some good golf too.
And joining the tour at this point, we're in June. So what are your goals, kind of the rest of the season, as you kind of pick it up from here?
Yeah, I think first of all, I'm super fortunate to be in this position to actually get my tour card, and I'm just going to be prepared to play a lot of golf, play as much as I can, get as many points as I can, and then kind of see where that takes me.
All right, we'll take some questions out here. If you have a question, we'll get a microphone to you. We'll start over here on the left.
Hey, yeah.
We'll start here on the left and then go over here.
Ludvig, you remained an amateur for a little bit longer than you could have turned professional sooner. Kind of what were some of the factors remaining an amateur for so long?
Yeah, there was a lot. I had the opportunity to turn pro after my junior year in college, but I think one of the things that I didn't really know was how the PGA Tour University program was going to develop, and obviously now looking back at it, I definitely made the right call. And honestly, to be fair, I didn't think I was good enough at that point too. And there's a few things that I wanted to still, develop and get better at and improve on. And I feel like I've done that. So, I'm super fortunate to be here at this stage of my career too.
Got one on the right, under the light here.
What do you know about Canada?
Hockey.
Yeah.
Lots of Swedes playing hockey here.
Have you played any golf here? Any cross with some of the amateurs, Canadian amateurs, or?
No, it's my first time in Canada, so but it reminds me a lot of back home actually. Just the way that the courses looks like and kind of the whole environment. So I like it, familiar.
Forgive me for the cliched sort of follow-up, but what do you know about hockey here in terms of any players, that kind of thing?
Well, I just know that Sweden has been good to Toronto in terms of players. But I grew up in the south part of Sweden, so I'm not a huge hockey fan, but I still watch it whenever I can back home. But, it's just fun.
We got one from Adam in the front row here on the left.
Hey, Ludvig, as you start on your professional career, this might be looking way too forward, but have you let your mind wander into what it's going to be like to tee it up in major championships and potential, Ryder Cups and things of that nature? Or are you kind of more focused on the process and just kind of getting started? Because I'm sure this has to be a lot for you.
Yeah, just like you said, the last couple of weeks has been pretty intense. But, it's something I've been preparing for a long time, and now it's actually happening. So I'm, super happy about that. And I think as a competitor, you really look forward to playing those big events, and with majors and Ryder Cups being there, I think absolutely it's in the back of my head. But it's not something that I can necessarily think about right now. All I can do is prepare as good as I can for this week and do as good practice as I can, and then be ready to go on Thursday morning.
I know you've played in PGA Tour events before, but with this being your first, with the news breaking yesterday, what's the vibe kind of been like out there with all the other players? I know you're still kind of getting your feet wet on tour here, but what's it been like talking to the other guys so far this week about the news that broke and how the tour is going to be changing going forward here?
This being my first day on my job, so I don't really know. There's a lot of changes going on. I don't necessarily have all that information, so I don't really know, to be fair.
You got one in the back right over here.
Just your impressions of the golf course. I don't know how much you've been able to see it, but what do you make of it? I know you were playing, I think, at Lambton, the U.S. Open qualifier. Not going to ask you to compare it to that, but just what do you make of what you saw out there today?
Yeah, it's good. I played the front nine this morning, and I played the back nine yesterday, and they're a little bit different, the two nines. The front nine is pretty difficult, pretty challenging, especially off the tee. Important to hit the fairways to get a good shot into the smaller greens. But, the rough is up, so it's going to be a little bit tricky. But it's a good test. It's definitely a good test.
Just quick follow up. 18 par 5. I think it's playing 459 on the card. What do you make of the idea of that? You know, a lot of times par 5 guys want to bomb and gouge.
Yeah.
Well, you'll be able to do that. What do you make of the closing hole here?
Yeah, normally if I see par 5, I usually hit driver, but I don't think I can do that on 18 here. It's a fun hole though. It's reachable in 2, and hopefully you hit 2 good shots and have a chance for eagle.
Other questions? Matt?
Ludwig, you mentioned the PGA Tour U promotion. You are pretty recently promoted. Just wondering the vibe amongst your college teammates and other guys that you would play against about how big that's going to be moving forward, giving those kind of opportunities to college players.
Yeah, I think it's great. The PGA Tour U team has done a tremendous job of incorporating us and giving us benefits and opportunities. And I'm just fortunate to be kind of the first guy to take advantage of it. But I think it's going to get better. I think more guys are going to be able to take advantage of it, and I think it's going to make college golf better. I think, the incentive to stay in school, finish your degree, and then, all the opportunities that you can take advantage of. If someone told me 2-3 years ago that, I'd have status right out of college, I'd be over the moon. So, obviously super happy to take advantage of it.
Got one on the right here.
Hey Ludwig, just wondering if you watched Rose Zhang win her first tournament as a pro last week, and if that if that made you wonder about what could be possible this weekend for yourself.
Yeah, I mean, obviously Rose is unbelievable. She's a unbelievable player, unbelievable person, and what she's done is pretty amazing. If I can do something along those lines, I think I'm doing pretty well. But she had obviously a great college career, and she's going to have a great pro career too. So congrats to her.
Adam on the left.
Hey, Ludwig. Obviously, first pro event, first PGA Tour event as a pro. Do you think your pre-tournament efforts, your preparations, anything like that will be different either this week or moving forward as compared to college, or are you just trying to still be the same guy you've been the last 4 years?
Well, it's going to be different. It's going to look a little bit different. College rounds usually we got 1 day, 6 hours, and we play a sixum. So that's definitely I'm looking forward to change that definitely. But I'm still going to be the same person. I'm not going to change anything like that, and stay true to who I am, and then see where that takes me.
Any other questions? All right, Ludwig, thank you very much for your time, and best of luck this week as you begin your professional career.
Thank you.